What's going on, guys? Back with another video. Okay, so in this video I wanted to talk about giving someone your advice, and this is going to be a two-part discussion. Well, I guess it's just a one-way discussion because it's just me talking, but let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. One of the things that I had to learn the hard way is that people don't really want your advice, whether they ask for it or they don't ask for it. So whenever they ask for it, honestly, most of the time, they're looking for validation. They want you to find or give them different reasons as to why you justify or you agree with their decision. If you have a differing opinion, and if you challenge their actions, their thoughts, their beliefs, whatever their thought processes, most of the time they take offense to it or they disregard it. And it took a while for me to realize that although it's coming from a good place, a lot of people see it differently. They don't see it as someone giving me good advice. They see it as, hey, this person thinks that they're better than me, and they're giving me advice because they're trying to one up me or it's a power grab. And a lot of times they find it condescending. So there's a couple ways that they react to this. They either just stop talking to you altogether, they distance themselves from you, or they retaliate. They one of the things that they do is they can say disrespectful things because they feel offended. They feel like you're disrespecting them, that that you think that you're better than them. And people who give advice, usually their brains are wired to be that way. A lot of people who give advice are solution and goal oriented people. So a lot of times the way they think, so they want to get stuff done, right? They want to know the answer, they want to get it done. But then again, a lot of people aren't wired that way. They kind of want to learn it on their own, or they don't want to hear from someone else. They rather learn the hard way. So sometimes, if your brain is wired to be a solution or goal oriented person, you just gotta let that person learn the hard way, because most people don't want your advice. So the first thing that I talked about is people who ask for advice and you don't tell them what they want to hear. You challenge their thoughts, right? It sends a shock to their thought process. The second way is unsolicited advice. So a lot of this is something that I'm guilty of, and I didn't know I was in the wrong. Apparently, it's a violation of boundaries. But, a lot of people, they would be going through something, or, they're going through tough times, or maybe they did something wrong. And my natural instinct is to give them advice and say, hey, maybe this is what you could do, or maybe this is what you could have done. And, it took me a while. It took me, some time for me to realize that a lot of people don't want to hear that, But the thing is that, when I'm going through something like that, like a tough time, or if I'm not making a really good decision, I would want someone to tell me that, I would want someone to challenge me. I want someone to say, hey, you messed up here, or this is what you could have done better. I welcome that, but, it took me some time to realize that most people aren't that way. And, it sucks, but, it is what it is. These people are the type of people who need to learn the hard way, right? They're not receptive to people or advice from other people, rather. And, the only way they can learn is from experiencing it. So if you're someone if you're like me, if you're solution and goal oriented, then it's probably not the best thing to do to give unsolicited advice. Unsolicited advice is basically when you give someone advice that didn't ask for it. So there's no qualifier for them to say, hey, I asked for your advice, So my advice is to keep it to yourself unless that person asks for it. And even if they do ask for it, one of the things you could do is that, let's say this. Someone is going through a tough time and they're venting to you about it. One of the things you could do is that say, hey, are you looking for someone who you just want to listen, who you want to listen to you, or are you actually looking for advice? And, more often than not, they'll say, I just want to talk about it. I don't want anyone giving me advice. And you have to respect that boundaries. That person just wants to vent and they want someone there. They want you to listen to them, and that's it. And, sometimes it's hard. You have to bite your tongue and not give them advice, because if you're like me, you want to give them advice. You want to help them because it's coming from a good place, but they don't see it as coming from a good place. They see they very well see it as condescending, as a power grab, or trying to one up them. So So be selective who you give advice to, and if you are giving advice to them, make sure it's they're asking for it, and they can handle criticism and feedback really well. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up to share it for the YouTube algorithm, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.